Hey guys, welcome back. Episode 10 here. Looks like we got a couple people waiting. Good to see you guys. Okay, I haven't played in a couple days, so it'll take me a second to remember what we were doing. I think we just gave this chunk of Bohemia to mines. Yeah, we have exiled armies. That's always a good sign. Let's see how we're doing with AE. We have some in the former HRE, but these are all such minor players. France has 55, Spain has 59, so we have a bit, but like this coalition isn't that scary, and we have truces. So I'm thinking we might go after Portugal. Oh yeah, that's right. We were thinking about doing a Scandinavia thing, weren't we? Yeah, I do remember that now, and I don't think that's a terrible plan. They're allied to Poland, who's not very strong. They have 144, which is honestly respectable, but we can beat them. They went exploration, guys. I wonder, do they even have any colonies? They don't have any colonial nations yet. It's so late to go exploration. Like, what is that, 6th idea group? Yeah, I kind of think this is a decent idea here, though. Especially if we can get some of our Catholic vassal swarm here. Riga's in debt. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen the other parts, this France makes no sense. AI will put colonists on their own provinces, but I think they only do that if they don't have valid overseas provinces. They like to go like cross world if they can, but they may just not have options because like whatever their colonial range is, all these islands are going to be taken up by other nations. So if we want to look really closely, that's not it. That's like a moose. We could probably find him. I don't know if you need line of sight for that. But yeah, I think that's probably what's going on. Do we want to bail out Riga? How nice are we? We still have a bunch of loans. We're not that nice. Let's get our guys unflagged here. Or would that be reflagged? Whatever it is. Will mines join us in this? They will. I plan to give a bunch of this to mines. The only issue is... Oh, you know, their AE's not bad. Yeah, they're fine. Okay, perfect. Okay. Hey, John, good to see you. Are you East Coast? Is it 9:30 for you over there? I know this is a weird time slot, but it's kind of like my only option with little kids, so I apologize for that. I get people, where are you that this is your streaming slot? And it's, well, I'm US Central Time, but it's just tough with real life stuff. 9:30 on the East Coast. I'm an old man. I understand totally. Okay, so let's do Great Holy War. It's better than Imperialism. This is 75, 175. Great Holy War is 75, 200. Although the prestige, it really doesn't matter because we've been locked at 100 prestige all game. You see we're at 100 and we're still getting plus 1.5 yearly, which is pretty wild, but we'll do it anyways. It's a cooler CB. Anybody gets Imperialism. Not everybody gets Great Holy War. And let's just call anybody who's interested. Yeah, true. I don't want to get to Stockholm because this one is just show superiority. Yep, that's another plus. I didn't even think about that, but that's absolutely right. And let's start marching here. Let's go this way. Yep, getting to Stockholm can be a pain. I mean, we can bring our fleet up and probably get naval dominance there in the straits, but it's a little ways to our nearest port, so let me know if there's any issues with the stream as far as audio or video. I'm still kind of playing around with the bit rates, seeing what's best. Because I want to balance like quality, but also if I jack it up too high, then it might stress the internet and you might get like frame drops, which isn't good either. So just let me know if anything's better or worse than before. And we'll start over here in this old like Brandenburg quarter. Yeah, we'll just take the Diplo power. And we'll take even more Diplo power. And our prestige is right back. Somebody wants to go. That is... Oh, Aragon wants to go. We have several subjects that are right on the edge of letting go because they're pretty big. Like, these are our vassals still, Aragon and Avignon, and they're both quite big. 731 dev here, 641 here. They're actually still a march. And then Switzerland is at 553. Even though they're much smaller, they have pretty high dev. We might let some of these guys go and just ally them. And then in the previous one, we have a Catholic Aztec over here. These are our allies. We're messing around with this, but it's fun. All right, let's keep this rolling. It might be worth bringing my fleet up just to help with some of these sieges anyways. I'm going to get rid of our light ships and galleys because we don't need them. I think our closest friendly port, Mainz. Yeah, Mainz has one naval or coastal province here. Oh, I think the crowns have to do with like top viewers or top fans. This stream's a little different. I'm doing this one straight to YouTube and not on Twitch, so I don't know if that's going to change what features are available. But up at the top, it says it has a crown. It says top fans, so I think it's because you've been in previous streams. Okay, we got a naval battle up here off the Norwegian coast. And actually, he's got better engagement width and morale. We do have more heavies. Let's see. Okay, he backed off. The AI loves to retreat, even when sometimes it might win. I don't know what's up with like chat XP. They did take Maritime. So I think, don't they get engagement width from Maritime? I think they do. And we'll just have you hang out here in this. Well, no, we'll repair a little bit. And there's Berlin. We can let our allies like backfill this stuff. We'll focus on forts. Run's been going pretty good. Actually, I haven't played in a couple days just with real life stuff. So I think, what is today, Tuesday? I think, did we do a stream Saturday? I think we did Saturday night, and then the last 2 nights we have not, so just getting back into it. Yeah, we just started like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago or something. This is not super competitive, so if it was a 1v1, Scandinavia has 131, we have 160, so even 1v1 we'd have the edge, but we called in all our allies, so you can look at these numbers yourself. Infantry, that's like almost 4-to-1, cav 2-to-1, cannons, whatever that is, 2.5-to-1. So no, short answer is no. Not particularly, but the idea here is to box out Prussia. Prussia is going to be a pain because they're allied with several of our guys. Croatia, Livonian, and Riga are all Catholic theocracies, and then Lithuania has 230k guys. That's not bad at all. So I'm going to need a way to break some of these guys off. Here, let's look at government types real quick because we haven't looked at this in a minute. So green are Catholic theocracies, so those are good. Red are still monarchies, and then these last blue stragglers, there's just a handful of republics still hanging on in the former HRE. Commonwealth, this was a really kind of scuff game in the East. Yeah, it does have to be theocracy. Otherwise, this would be much easier. We could just Great Holy War a couple of these guys and be done. So what happened in the East with Poland and Lithuania, Poland took the local noble, so they didn't get the union. And what I thought would happen is that Muscovy would have a great game, because that's what usually happens. Well, as you can see, that really didn't happen. Muscovy imploded, Poland had a bad game, and then Lithuania and Scandinavia kind of came out on top in the East. So really weird. And then this was our buddies, the Teutonic Order. They stayed Catholic, so they didn't do this by decision. They did this by mission. Somewhere in their mission tree, they have an option to become Prussia, and then that gives them the Prussian monarchy, which is unfortunate. So yeah, I don't think, yeah, the Russian tags are all gone. Like, where's Novgorod? That's Karelia. Here we go. Novgorod, Muscovy. And we've talked about bringing Muscovy back, but the issue there is if they form Russia, we think they get the Tsardom reform and they go monarchy. Yeah, it is. This is Britain with French holdings, and like French and Dutch holdings. It's so scuffed over here too. All of Europe is kind of messed up, and we didn't even do half of this. We did not do this, Poland like implosion. We did not help France take England. This was all AI stuff. We were like messing around down here in Italy that whole time. That Russia is beautiful to look at. It's funny how they split this kind of like along like a parallel line. And then like, look at this, like Central Asia. And then this border gore here is pretty bad. Gurkhani beat China and then snaked and forced like some weird releases. So, and yeah, Austria imploded even faster than England or anybody else. They were like out of the game within like 35, 40 years or something. So it was some funky stuff happening in the early game that we really had nothing to do with. I'll try to show some of that in like the full video as much as I can without like showing every little thing. And let's pop out so we get a little bit better. Is he at war with somebody else also? He is. He's at war with Saxony. He got called into an... Oh, it's some independence war. Thuringia's independence war. He got called in. Okay. Whatever. I don't care about that. And we might... Well, yeah, let's do that. He backed off. That's fine. We'll just keep taking forts. Bohemia has given up more land. Bohemia has gotten wrecked. They had a really strong game. Now, we did have a major role in dismantling Bohemia, but they had at one point, like, they had most of former Austria, all their original land, a bunch of, like, Polish, Eastern HRE stuff. They had a chunk of Hungary. They had a giant block here, and we hit them in a couple wars, and then they started getting dogpiled, and they're down to 4 provinces, and they'll probably get taken out. Gurkhani, so they're like adjacent to Delhi, but we don't think they're going to take it. They are adjacent to Delhi here. The issue for them is going into Jaunpur here. You have to fight Vijayanagar, and they're also, well, they're actually rivaled now, maybe 203, 261. So that's like 464. And Gurkhani only has 321. So that's a lot of guys between these two. But yeah, they've been bordering Delhi for like 100 years or more. They're just not going for it. Yet sometimes Bohemia does get wrecked. I think it depends on Austria. If Austria has a strong game, especially if they like start completing missions and they get the Union CB, but if Austria has a bad game and Bohemia can kind of like push south and take some free land here, or like just expand within the HRE. Okay, Lithuania is going to go after Livonians. Do we want to like put a guarantee on that? They're allied to Prussia, so this actually would get Prussia in a war. I think Prussia loses. I don't actually know who we want to win here. I don't know that I want Lithuania to win, but Prussia losing is fine with me. It's like 2 of our enemies fighting, but the Livonians are a monastic order. I don't know if it's better for me because I've got to fight them both, and honestly, Lithuania's allies are worse because they're allied to Latin Empire, who have, no, they have 112k. Actually, both their allies are bad. They both have shared allies. That's the problem. Prussia's allied with Croatia, Livonian Order, and Riga, and Lithuania's allied with Latin Empire and Riga. So they both kind of, maybe I just sit it out and let them duke it out. I think that's the way to go. We're already at 10 Diplo relations. And there's Gurkhani going after Chagatai with nationalism. It would be sad to have to fight Latin Empire. It would be a little bit disappointing to fight any of the guys that we've been allied with for like, 240 years or whatever. So I'm hoping, we can use favors and stuff to maybe try to keep that to a minimum, but it might be unavoidable. We'll see. Yeah, that might be the way we go, is we call in an ally or two to like some silly war, and then we declare the other war. Yep. That and a combination of favors, I think we can avoid having to fight our buddies. All right, let's finish offensive here for an extra bit of discipline. And then we get a free policy. That's pretty good. Missionary strength against heretics. And these are all good policies. And we actually have, I think we're at 3 free mill policies, because you have the 1 free base. We have 1 from like papal education. I just keep picking military. And then we have a free policy from something else as well. Would that be in this list? Reform Church and State. And we can actually get a Diplo policy here. If we finish Diplo ideas, I like this one more because monthly war exhaustion is really good. How close are we to finishing Diplo? one away. Guys, we've been working on this idea group so long, it's actually ridiculous. Let's wait. I like that one more. All right, let's keep it rolling. And there's the declaration. Prussia did honor, so yeah, we'll see what happens over there. I think, let me make sure I have Lithuania. I have, yeah, we'll see the notifications for peace there. Yeah, we could use favors to break alliances. That's my plan, is a combination of favors to break alliances and then calling allies into other wars. And that's my plan to avoid fighting our buddies. Bohemia went bankrupt. France is rivaling the Latin Empire. That's kind of funny. And then I think... we'll probably have to go to Stockholm anyways here, just for war score. Let's take these islands and then we'll come back down. Wow, Mainz is down to 26,000 guys. And that's with quantity. I guess they've been fighting a lot. Which of the Crusader states is my favorite? So I like them all. The Knights are my favorite, and that's this Latin Empire is from the Knights. Cyprus is fun. They're kind of interesting because they start with that Mamluk guarantee. Epirus and Athens are fun too. And one of the funny things about the Crusader states is I think each one starts with a different primary culture. Like I think Cyprus and the Knights are French, but different types. One is like Francian and the other's Occitan or whatever. And then I think Athens is Italian, which doesn't make a ton of sense to me. You'd think it'd be Greek, but I think their primary culture is like Italian. Or is that Epirus? I might be getting them mixed up. And yeah, Provence might be like the most interesting because they actually have like European gameplay, like continental Europe, versus these other guys. It's all like Anatolia and Greece. So and Provence might actually be the easiest for new players because you can build up such a power base over here and then strike at the Holy Land like when the Mamluks are weak. I thought Athens was Italian, but I could be mistaking that with Epirus. I don't know. But I do like the Crusader states. They're a lot of fun. And we might need to dev a little bit here real quick. Let's dev here a little bit. So it can actually be, if you want to do like a culture conversion game, you can use those guys if you stick with the primary culture and you don't flip like Greek or Anatolian or anything else. You can culture convert all this stuff to like Italian or French or whatever if you want to. I don't think there's an achievement for doing that, but it can be like kind of funny. Yeah, Tuscan. Yeah, something like that. Where are our allies in this? Like, I guess, are they fighting down here? I guess they are. So I wonder, Lithuania has like the sheer number of guys, but they went quantity and they only have one like quality type group. They have offensive, whereas Prussia has like not their government reform, their national ideas, but then they went offensive, divine. I guess they only have two, but their national ideas are better. So I don't know who wins this. They're also up against... Oh, these guys have nothing. Okay, I think Lithuania wins. We'll see. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, there's actually, if you are converting to Greek, make sure you do the decision. Like, if you're the knights, use the decision because it gives you a permanent, like 5% manpower bonus for the rest of the game, which is pretty good. It's like one of their unique flavor things. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It depends how serious the run is. If you're trying some like super sweaty, like massive like game, then you're better off. The way to go is probably Turkish, because the Levantine culture group is huge and the Greek culture group is kind of sad. Like, this is one now, if you play as like one of the Byzantine tags, like if you're doing like a Crusader state into Byzantium thing, well then Byzantium has missions and stuff to convert Anatolia like for free. But if you're not doing that, if you're going to stay as the Crusader state tag, then min-max wise, you're probably better off going Turkish. Yeah, but it does, I'm with you, where as far as if you're like role-playing a Crusader state, you probably wouldn't do that. So I totally respect that. Let's go with the Inno. We should be at 67 Inno is pretty good. Looks like kind of a bloodbath over here in the east. I don't know. I'm kind of glad we didn't get involved because, I mean, the Livonians are going to lose some land, which is a setback. But okay, what does England have left that like France is going for? This stuff in Canada, I guess. French Canada. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, they don't have that marked of interest. Who knows? Let's see if we can deck on them. Oh, we could. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Good relations. Well, they don't have to be good for long. And then that'll break those alliances. Do we want the AT here? Let's take a look. We have 81 AT. We are going to be fighting Prussia, but they're not super strong. You know, I'll take the AT just so we have 100. Just, it's kind of funny to have 100 AT. No, even Croatia's out because they're in our war. So they would have nobody. Yeah, I want to do that. I'm going to get this last siege up here in the islands. And that's a good idea. Because that's what we were looking to do all along, is isolate. And it doesn't get much better than that. And we can even get the Latin Empire in on this one. And yeah, we'll promise mines land because we'll give it to them. Okay. The dog pile. Dog pile is on. All right, let's do it. Okay, fight some rebels on the way, that's fine. And let's start down here. We can finish Diplo ideas finally. And that unlocks... We're going to do this one. Actually, I like this policy. 1 dip rep and then monthly war exhaustion. Pretty good. Actually, we can do 2. And don't really care about papal influence. I'm going to do this one. Extra diplomat, spy network. We've got 7 diplomats. Let's do allies. We could even do, yeah, let's do it. Okay, I don't know how we can do, how do we have 3 free Diplo policies? Yeah, we'll use it. I'm not sure how that's happening, but I must be missing something there. I thought we'd have 2. Then as far as Prussia, we might just give stuff to mines, I guess. Yes, John, that is from a reform. Let me find it. It is this reform here, Church and State. Whenever it says +1 free policies, it means across the board, which is really good. And that's one of the reasons I like NO, because right here at the end of NO, that's across the board. And there's some really strong policies in this game. Yeah, we're way up in admin. You know, we could go counting house here. And counting houses are big. All right, we need to get... Yeah, let's do this. Let's just build a bunch of these. Okay. We have loans coming up, and we'll just push them out. They're 1% loans. I'd rather have the county houses. We could probably spy network here. And we could go sink their fleet too. They don't have that many forts. Like, I don't think they have a single fort left. Excuse me. Königsberg has already been sieged down. That's their level 1 capital fort. So... yeah, no. Between this and Lithuania, this is going to be rough for Prussia. Even regular provinces, we capture so fast with the siege ability. Okay, that one has Malbork Castle. That's a bad example. Why would you not put a fort on this province with level 2 Malbork Castle? AI things. Russia wants peace. It's too bad I can't like click a button here like convert government type. That'd be too easy though. So instead, I guess we do a big handoff to mines. I didn't see many other options I liked, like returning cores to Bohemia and Poland. Yeah, siege ability, especially late game. Siege ability is the way to go. Because you can beat the AI. Once you reach a certain point, you can beat the AI, and like that extra 5% discipline, 10% morale doesn't make that big of a difference, whereas siege ability, you definitely feel it. And it just speeds everything up. You know, a war that might take 2.5 years is only going to take 2 years. Gives you more time to get to your next wars. Okay, let's, we talked about doing this by region and giving North Germany to mines, and then Baltic, were we going to give this to like the Livonians? What were we going to do? Or like Nitra. Nitra doesn't have a border. What if we went in on Lithuania here? Oh, we could do that too. Do we just like stack this up, guys, and just fight all our enemies at once? It depends what we want to do with distribution here. I kind of want to do Nitra. No, I didn't see Danzig as a releasable. The only releasables I saw was Pomerania, and that's just one province here. So there's not really good releasables. Core return is kind of meh. Maybe we just go into Lithuania. Yeah, and then should we like jump his guys up here? Although he's super overstacked. He's got 143,000 guys. Okay, let's a little bit cheeky here. Okay, I want to relieve this guy real quick. I want to take Königsberg. This should not take long, and I might even barrage it. Yeah, I'm gonna barrage this because I want to get this super quick, and then bail out Livonia. I'm going to extend the 1% loans and then pay back the 4%. Okay, so we already got that super fast. Let's bail our guys out here. And let's switch our spies, just they're all over the place. We'll start fabricating in Lithuania. And let's bring our ships up. Enlightenment has popped somewhere. Let's see where that is. Somebody unconned. Enlightenment in Nuremberg. That's pretty decent for us. Because we should be very close to that. Yeah. Wow, this Württemberg, however you say that, they've actually like expanded quite a bit. Unfortunately, it's a Protestant monarchy, so they're gonna go down, but for an AI, that's not bad. Alright, there's one for... Let's go get this. How far are you willing to go in Eastern Europe? That's an open question. Same thing with Northern Europe. Like, are we going all the way to Iceland and, you know, Northern Scandinavia and Urals? Kind of an open question. Especially with it being 1700, we might run out of time, and we also might sort of run out of interest because the wars are going to get progressively easier and easier. So we'll see. Is this XCOM 6? This is like XCOM like 0.1. This is like humans figuring things out so we're ready when the aliens come in what is it, 300 and something years? When is XCOM set? Is it set when the game comes out? Which is that like 2012? No mechs yet. No. I wish. Let's see. Let's go get this one. And you guys can go up here. The wars are getting easier. They definitely are. That's two reasons. The first reason is obviously as we beat these guys up, they get weaker and weaker. So France is obviously now I wouldn't say a shell. They still have a good chunk of land, but there was a time where they had all of the British Isles and they had all of France proper. You know, I don't know how far back it was. So they were significantly stronger. We beat them in, I don't know, like 4, 5 wars, something like that. But not only are they getting weaker, our like alliance block here of Catholic theocracies is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So yeah, at this point, the only thing that can beat us is either if we run out of time or we just get like burned out on the run a little bit. Like it gets too easy and we decide just, you know, we've done enough basically. But in terms of like AI's decking on me and ending the run, it's not going to happen. Like even Gurkhani with 321, like if they attack into Latin Empire, we can still win that. It would, all they can do is slow us down and annoy us at this point. Who's sieging France? Okay, they declared on England, and I guess England is somehow winning on the continent. I mean, okay, so it's Portugal and all their colonies, I think is what it is. Who knows where the French army is? Probably in the British Isles or in the colonies. Yeah, who knows how that's going to go. England return arc. Yeah, I wouldn't put money on that. It'd be funny, but... Okay, so if we can turn this around... The unfortunate thing is the Livonians, this is a separate war, so we can't just, like, hand them provinces exactly. Restore England as a theocracy. The problem with that is they've got cores everywhere, and to track them down is going to be real tricky. So they've got this thing up here in Canada and Greenland. They've got some stuff in West Africa. They've got some provinces in South Africa. But the worst part is they've got random stuff throughout like Southeast Asia and Papua New Guinea. I'm not tracking these guys down, you know, to the ends of the earth. I don't care that much. Yeah. Let's get a new army advisor. I maybe couldn't. Well, no, to intervene, I have to have no truce with Lithuania, I think. So I don't think I can just jump in. I might be able to do like a core return. Let me see what our options are with Lithuania. So we can give cores. No, I don't care about any of those guys. We could release Muscovy guys and have Prussia 2.0 in the east. None of these are that exciting. I don't know the best way just to give provinces over unless, you know, I could just take them myself and like sell them. Could I have Lithuania return cores to Scandinavia who you're also at war with? You know, theoretically I could. The issue is those cores are like way over here and like I don't have anybody to really feed those to. Let me show you. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like if they were better placed, that could be an option, but like who am I going to feed that to? But otherwise, that's actually a pretty decent idea. Let's go get another fort here. And I think our allies are losing to the Livonian or Lithuanian armies, so we might go fight them in the field a couple times just to push them back. And we'll get a morale guy here. I hope we don't take too much war exhaustion from the Prussia uncon. Do any Russian nations even have their cores anymore? It would just be the ones that have like cores as primary nationalities. So Novgorod up here in the north, and then Muscovy here in the south. And maybe like Kiev. Or, yeah, Ryazan, the small ones. Yeah, and Kiev is somewhere... They're somewhere down here. I saw them as a release option, so I know they're there, but it's not a big one. Yeah, there's some small ones. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do that far east yet. I might just take land up here and just hand it off. Like, sell it. Let's do more spy network. It is. I don't think we're going all the way to the Urals. I don't think that's happening. We didn't do that in our Dithmarschen run, and I don't know that it's happening in this one. Let's go back and let's fight here and just push these guys back. Yeah, I'm not giving it to Riga. It would be to Livonia. I have to protect the AI from themselves so they keep their bonuses. Let's bring these guys back here. And let's see if we can catch them someplace. Well, let's let our guys get caught up. I know this is Nitra in this war? So they're in the Scandinavian war. So we would not get like a defensive bonus here. Yeah, the map is wild. It definitely is. And let's barrage this. I just feel like it. Yeah, that's fair. I understand the time zone thing. Yep, have a good night. We do have an Aztec theocracy. Okay, we could go... Can we get to this siege? We gotta take Vilnius here. And this is their capital. Pretty sure. Yes, it is. So let's... No, never mind. They captured that really fast. These siege ticks are pretty good. What is this? 14 days siege progress. That's pretty good. So my plan is to take this, and then we're going to head north and try to get a fight up here. Establishing friendly regimes gives Napoleon vibes. That's fair. That's definitely fair. Oh, are they, they want to take this? Okay. Fine with me. That was a little bit silly. He just... I don't know what that was. Alright, we should be able to get here in time. Okay, he's backing off. That's fine. Okay, who did we lose? Okay, that's a pretty good general, guys. Only 2 siege pips, but 6 fire, 5 shock, 6 maneuver, 2 siege. It's pretty good. Actually, you can be the new primary. Who do you want me to release as a vassal? I agree, Kaiser. Revolution is one of those things that, like, it can be fun, but getting there takes so long, and then it feels like once you're there, you don't have that much time. And yeah, the late game in general is not that great in this game for a lot of reasons. But I agree. I feel like the revolutionary stuff, as many hours as I have in this game, I don't even know the mechanics that well, because I've only played Revolutionary Nations a handful of times. We'll just do this one. And let's bring our Navy back. And this is going to take forever. Let's barrage. Yep, the game's over. If you're a decent player, by the time you hit Revolutions, the game's over, even if you start as like an OPM. It just is. So it's like, okay, now I have cool, hey guys, here's Aztec. This is what we were hoping for, that these guys would like do their own thing in the New World. I just hope they don't lose. They're going after, that's 4. Yeah, we'll see. Yep, that's right. Either, yeah, the AI stacks 500k guys on one province, or they're spread to the winds and you will never track them all down. They will like loop around you and then like break into groups of 2k and siege every province you have. And it'd just be a nightmare to fight. All right, let's figure out, we need to, I think, back out of these wars in the reverse order we came in. So let's do, as far as the Lithuania peace deal, I'm kind of stuck as far as what I can core. I think I have to start up here in the, like Estonia, St. Petersburg type region. And hand stuff off. Something like, I don't know, that. And they did make peace with the Livonians. Did they lose anything? I must have missed that peace deal while I was messing around. They did lose some provinces, so can we not force a return now? Here we go. We can do a couple back. Okay. So we'll do those 2 back. We'll take these and just sell them. Should we do a Catholic Theocracy Great Horde? Oh, that'd be kind of funny. We already have so many Diplo slots taken up, though. There's Kiev. Kiev has weird cores. Like, maybe that's historical. It probably is. I don't know a ton about them. But, would, Great Horde stay a theocracy? They should get our government type. Now, the issue is they would be released out Orthodox. We would immediately have to enforce, and then, probably dump some prestige into keeping them loyal, or dev. But I don't think they would go back to Horde. Well, actually, no, we couldn't enforce because this is release. So they'd be, that doesn't really help us. We'd have to Great Holy War them, which we could do. The hard part is getting the government conversion, which we would get. But we could Great Holy War them after the truce is up. That's not, that's not crazy. and they should be safe from anybody else. They'll have a truce with Lithuania, and they don't have a border with anybody else. So we could do it. Depends how much we want to give to the Livonians and how long we want to keep this war going. But I have no problem keeping this war going longer because it's going fine. And we've got a little bit of war exhaustion, but we'll buy it down. Could feed him the Black Sea. Yeah, we could. Let's keep this going a little bit longer and take some more stuff from Lithuania then. Because the hard part is theocracy. The religion part is going to be a lot easier with Great Holy War. Seems non-competitive. It is a little bit non-competitive at this point. Can you not snake through Azov toward the Horde? You mean to get like our own border and release them ourselves? Is that what you mean? Because we could, I mean, we could snake anywhere. These are mountains, but do we care? We have so many more guys. I may not care. I'm attacking the mountains, guys. I just want to fight them. Okay, so you mean like snake up into Azov? Let's look at that deal again. Oh, it wouldn't even be that much of a snake. Like a couple provinces. And then this is, what is that? The Mishar culture group. Actually, some of this stuff is Catholic. What's the religious map mode? Oh, okay. So Great Horde is... How is all this Catholic out here? So that's kind of weird, right? Because central Lithuania is still Orthodox, because I'm sure they did like the Grant Orthodox autonomy. Yeah, they're actually converting, but did they like disable that? Why would Eastern... Oh, they converted the Sunni provinces. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yep, they converted Sunni and they left Orthodox. Yep, bingo. Okay. Oh, that makes total sense. Because that's exactly what that map looks like. This is about where Orthodox ends and Sunni starts. So there's a chance with Great Horde. Let's look at those cores. So it's like here. That's still a lot of Orthodox up there. But we could enforce. So let's do this again. So for sure we want to return the Livonian cores. And then if we snaked up like this, we could force out Great Horde and then like release them, not force out, release them, enforce. We could even take more than that. Okay, so if we do it that way, so we would be giving like a Pontic step to the Great Horde, potentially. And then I don't know who's getting Ruthenia. And weren't we going to give Nitra something over here too? There's so many things we could do. It's like a buffet of options. And there's not really a right or wrong way. You know, when you're playing like this, it's like kind of whatever tag you feel like, you know, pulling off the map. I think we're going to give Nitra some stuff over here to give them a border. Because we talked about giving the Polish region to Nitra. So maybe I should focus on that instead of... Wait, are they not in the war? I can't keep up with these wars, guys. They're not in the war. So I can't. Okay, maybe we're not doing that. And this stuff down here, let's see. What's Okay, Poland is at war with us in a different war, in the Scandinavia War. Because I was going to say we could give this to Hungary, but I don't... Do I want to end this war yet? Yeah, maybe I could. So many options, guys. I don't know, like, what the correct move is. Oh, they did push me off Denmark. Yeah, I mean, we have 64 war score. That's not bad. Yeah, they're like looping around. They're doing AI stuff. Like, a human would always just get naval supremacy in like these Danish straits and push through. AIs love to fight through Finland. Like, I've seen AIs do this so many times because the AI is like, well, we don't have a sea route. Let's loop around. Same reason why you see crazy stuff down here in the Med, where like if you're fighting around the Straits of Gibraltar, AIs will loop the long way, which is like insane behavior. But like AI's gonna AI. Okay, so if I hand this off to Hungary, what else can we do in this war? This stuff over here, this is Polish region, so we could give a couple of these to Nitra as well. Let's see how bad that is. And that's not our AE. You know, so they're... Poland is not... The only aid we take here is from Hungary, because Nitra is our ally. They are not our subject. So we give them that, and then up here, I think we're going to give a bunch of stuff to mines, right? I think that was the plan. North Germany goes to mines, so let's set that up. We could do more than that, actually. What else? Let's do more of North Germany here. That's Prussia. It's not our AE, so what do we care? We'll even give them Rugen here, and we'll just keep it going. Let's see. How much AE is this? I'm surprised the AI is willing to take this, and we've now pushed what Scandinavia will accept. So this would be... Oh, that is so much AE for mines. How would they just let us do this? I thought normally the AI would say, like, they're no longer interested in it. They would take a peace deal with 100 AE? Are they just not afraid of anybody who's left? Do we protect them for their own good, or do we just let them, like, let them ball out with 71? 71's not as bad. They might feel safe. I mean, the thing is, it's like German culture group, and there may not be enough nations left to care. Like, yeah. I mean... Scandinavia doesn't want to let us do more. I think I want to end the Scandinavia war with this. So this chunk of North Germany going to mines, a little chunk here of this southeastern Poland region going to Nitra, one to Hungary. Yeah, I wonder, just out of curiosity, let me see how much more they would take, because that's wild. Let's see if there's any limit to, okay. Now they start backing out. Oh, but it's not because of AE, it's because they'd be 110% overextended. Not afraid of AE, but they are afraid of overextension. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. All right, so ending the first war like this with Scandinavia. Let's do it. And then that opens up, we're at war with Moldavia. We could give some of this off to Hungary as well. Let's see if he's reckless. He's Conqueror. Maybe is that it? Does Conqueror not care as much about AE? He's 73, guys. He does not he does not care. It's somebody else's problem. He's like, I'm probably gonna pass before the coalition fires. Maybe it's Conqueror. Yeah, because that is a lot to take for an AI. Okay, so which deal were we going to do next? I think we need to do Lithuania next. And we're going to return that stuff. And will Nitra join our... No, it's been too long. Okay. But we could still give stuff to Hungary. Let's go down and occupy this stuff in Moldavia. Yeah, let's do that. And Prussia here, we could also end the Prussian War. The only thing we'd have to do, I probably want to end this Croatia thing. They might get it back. If they do, that's fine. But in general, I think if they're allied to our buddies, I want to end that. We could pillage Königsberg for one admin. Okay, so... somebody asked, when's the video? So it depends how far we go with this. Because so doing the live stream's a little bit different. It's taking me longer to do the gameplay because I'm trying not to do off-stream gameplay. I did that with like that first bit, and I think that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that because people missed a lot of stuff, and I understand like when you lose 6 hours of gameplay, even though I put it up after the fact, it's not really the same as like being there, hearing the commentary. So that was a mistake. I've tried not to do anything off camera since then, but the drawback of that is it's sort of taking longer to get all the gameplay in. So once, yeah, that was my bad. I kind of just, I'm so used to just playing on my own time. I was like, you know, I've got a Saturday here. I couldn't live stream because I have kids, but I was like, I can still play this and like hang out with them. So I did that for a while, and then it wasn't until I started the next stream and people were like, dude, what happened? Like we were, you know, small in Central Italy, and now you have Kingdom of God. Like, yeah. I did way too much. So I don't want to do that again. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing where we say continental Europe. Let's look at it. Continental Europe is still continental Europe, and maybe not all the way to the Urals. Maybe calling it over here in like mid-Lithuania and then doing continental Europe. That way we don't have to go take... The British Isles alone is probably like at least 3 French wars. Scandinavia isn't as many wars, but it's just a pain in the butt because supply's so low up there. And then Iceland's not that big of a deal. But I don't want to like drag it out beyond where it has to be. So anyways, that's a long way of saying once I finish the gameplay, then to write it up, depends how much time I have. The write-up usually takes weeknights. It's harder to get as much done, but on like a weekend, I get a lot of the write-up done. And then doing the audio and the editing is usually like, I don't know, a week maybe. So I would say all in, short answer, the full video is probably still like a week and a half, 2 weeks out, depending on how far we go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna... If I decide to do a run on stream, I should do it all on stream and not skip like that. That was my bad. Okay, let's go get Moldavian land. I'm not doing a run alongside this one. This is the only active run I have going. That could be a possibility in the future, is I have like one like stream run and then one off stream that I can do. Drawback there is these actually eat up a lot of like hard drive space, and my hard drive isn't huge, so generally I only like to do one at a time. But especially these ones that go like into the 1700s and stuff, like the footage for this alone is probably like 150, 180 gigabytes already. Okay, so Moldavia, we're going to hand some of this to Hungary here. And then who's Transylvania? Okay, they're allied with Poland. We could get these guys too easily. And what else did we want to do here? Guys, we could do Theodoro. Theodoro into Gothia, guys. We could do it. Guys, I like that more than the Horde. Anybody else down with that, or is that just me? Yes? Okay. That's all I needed was like one yes. I wonder what the people who live in this world think of you. Not well. Certainly not well, I don't think. Okay, so we're doing a Gothia thing. That sounds fun. And that means I'm going to give all of the Pontic Steppe, probably, and maybe... Do we do like a Super Gothia? That could be kind of funny. At a minimum, the Pontic Steppe, though. And they have like missions and stuff too, which could be kind of funny. Gothic Russia. Yeah, Crimea, I guess they got like culture converted, because these shouldn't be Ruthenian. So Lithuania was culture converting in Crimea? I didn't know they'd do that. Like, why are they doing that? Does Lithuania have missions or something? I haven't done Lithuania in ages, but like, this is the only Crimea tag or core left, and that's a Pontic culture province. Yeah, we're doing Theodoro as the release, just for fun. Yes, Theodoro has its core, and they will keep it because they're the primary for Gothic culture. So we could do... It's a question of where we want to draw the line. Probably here at the Caucasus Mountains seems like a natural border to me. So let's do these also. It's only 38 AE for this. Oh, I guess we didn't give this stuff to Hungary yet. Okay, that's a little bit higher. Oh, does Theodoro have a mission? I mean, that mission comes way later, doesn't it? I don't think they're going to get to that mission. To change their government, I think Theodoro has to have, like, a bunch of Byzantine land. And, like, I'm pretty sure. So we need to fight. We need to cap some more stuff in Lithuania to make this happen. Which we can do. Okay, free policies, we'll stick with Mill. Okay, another pretty good Pope, guys. 625, 45. Let's see what trade he gets. Calm, that's pretty good. Okay. I feel like we've been pretty lucky with Popes. Like, we have not gotten many, like, you know, 1-2-1 type stuff. I don't even know. Is this some Pacific island? What is this? VT Levu? Yeah, it is. It's in like Fiji. Okay. Luckier than whenever you play the Pope. Yeah, that's that streamer luck you guys were talking about. Let's see. How many dev clicks have I done? I don't know of a way to check that without importing the save into like one of those online things. Is there a way to check that in game? Let's do tech cost here. Okay, so it's Ruthenia that we can't give them Ruthenian stuff. Is that the key? So who are we going to give Ruthenia to? I don't actually know. I think we have that along the correct borders. We could do Kiev. Yeah, we could. Do they have a core down here? They do. I'll show you guys the options again for Lithuania in terms of releases. Muscovy, Great Horde, Kiev, Polotsk, which I think is further east. And then I think most of these guys are further east. Georgia. Kasim, you don't see Kasim too often. Maybe we just do Kiev, guys. Keep it simple. Don't overthink this thing. So if we do Kiev, we'll need this province, right? I have no problem deving Theodore's capital. That's fine with me. We're making that happen. We can upgrade the center of trade for a subject, right? I think we can do that. I don't usually do it, but I think we have the ability. Okay, so we're at 10 Diplo relations. We're about to go to 12 after this war. Seems excessive. All right, we might be able to take a fight here. Where's this guy going? South? We could... Let's get another guy here. And we'll take a river crossing here. I want to fight again. And let's see if we can get somebody else. They're running. Oh, can we might be able to catch these guys here. Yep, we did. Okay. Because I don't know if we have that much from war score here. Yeah, we only have 5 from battles. That's pretty low.
Check it out.
Okay. Okay, he's back up here. Let's head this way. He's just so big. It almost feels like fighting like mini Russia. Where like you win fights, but it's like, you know, takes 5 years to occupy half the country. Let's go defend this fort. This guy... Yeah, it would be worse if it was actually Russia. That's one of the weird things about this is because there's no Russia, Siberia is not like no cores. It's uncolonized. So this very well could be uncolonized to the end of the game. Like it probably will be. And that's pretty rare. Russia's a pain. They are. Even though they're like a terrible ally, they're annoying to fight against. Just because they get so much land. Yeah, we're getting a lot of war exhaustion from this Prussia thing. Should we just end this? Were we waiting on anything here? I don't think we are. Let's end the Prussia war. I'm tired of getting the war exhaustion. Let's give... This is for sure going to mines. And then the Livonians... We could probably... Well, it's German culture group. I was going to say this is like Baltic region, but German culture group. And sometimes the AI is weird about selling, like they won't buy provinces that aren't in their culture group. Like you guys, you have probably seen that. Like if I just take like East Prussia here and try to sell it like even for free, the Livonians may say no because Prussian's not accepted culture. Let's go check their cultures. Yeah. Wait, no, primary culture is Baltan. Okay, we might be good. It's in their primary group. How is... I didn't know the Livonians' primary culture was Baltan. I thought that was Riga's primary culture. So do we want, like... What are the requirements for the Livonian order to... What are their formables? Don't they have, like... what's that blue formable? And does that change their government type? Should that be something we think about doing up here? Kurland? Does that change? Can you check if that changes their government type? Oh, they need to be Protestant. That's not going to happen. But maybe that's a good thing. If it would make them a monarchy anyways, then maybe that's a good thing. Okay, anything... So these ones, Polish... Is Polish an accepted... It's in their primary group. So if the culture's in their primary group but not accepted, will they take a province even for free? Do you guys know? Like... Because that'll affect what I do here in both... like East Prussia as well as down here in Poland. Because like Polish is in the same primary group, but it's not accepted. You think they would? Okay. If they don't, I'm going to end up with like a bunch of land, and I guess I could do like some stupid client states, but I don't want more Diplo relations down the drain. So I don't know. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be in some trouble. Never done half the things you do. That's because I do weird stuff in this game. Like, I don't even... Half the time, it's like, what am I even doing? All right, let's do East Prussia, or at least a chunk of this, and then let's give a little bit... I have... I've had culture issues, but I know outside of the culture group, it's definitely a no-go. Like, if it's not accepted and it's outside the culture group, they won't take it even for free. They get like minus 1,000. But in the culture group, we might have better luck. So let's take... Well, actually down here, I can't even core these. So that's out. Okay. I'll just focus up here in the Baltic then. Um, let's see how bad this is to take, like a group here. 41 AE. That cuts off their coastline, weakens them quite a bit. It's 47. Yeah, usually for me, autos annex them if they get the event. If they don't get the event, then they can stick around a while. But most of the time, it feels like Ottomans pick them up. All right, I think this is what I'm doing for the Prussian peace deal. And I'm going to try to hand this off and hope this works. And I'm fine with that. I'm not even gonna, well, I'm not even gonna take money because this will give us a little bit shorter truce. So let's do that. Looks weird having a Kingdom of God enclave up here in Prussia. And then let's lower that. And then as far as Scandinavia, or I'm sorry, Lithuania, just a little bit more in this war. I don't think I can release the Teutons because their stuff got changed into Prussia because they formed it. You know, I think it's different if Brandenburg forms Prussia, then all the Brandenburg corps get turned into Prussian corps. But since it was the Teutons who did it, there's no Teuton corps left. Yeah. Otherwise, I agree with you. Bring them back. Like, okay, you guys were led astray, but welcome back to the flock. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Okay, we should be pretty good here. 95. Okay, let's look this over one last time. 2 corps back to Livonia. A bunch of stuff here in the Black Sea. Bunch of AE, but you know what? Let's do it anyways. Okay, so now we gotta do a bunch of screwing around. First things first, let's manually convert Theodoro. And then let's test out our thing here with the Livonians. We could also let some guys go. Should we revoke March? We need some diplomats back. Lithuania is rivaling us. I'm surprised they're valid. Yeah, let's let some guys go here. Revoke. Since we finished Diplo, we're not losing stab on changing these guys from March to Vassal, which is kind of nice. And we're gonna let them all go and ally them. So there's Avignon. And September 25th, there's Aragon. And there is Switzerland. Okay. I actually think we could have kept Switzerland. It's not that big of a deal. In some ways, this is better because now it's no longer RAE when we give them stuff. And that's kind of nice. Let's do some alliances here. I don't think they're going to rival me because they should all have like a ton of trust with me. Okay, they're at 70. We could actually get even more trust with these guys. But they love me. Oh, Switzerland doesn't love me. Our overlord abandoned us. Oh, see, maybe I shouldn't have done that with Switzerland. because when I dropped the other two, that was probably a mistake. Oh well. It should be okay. They still want to be allies. We can get relations back up, and they still have a good amount of trust. It's every once in a while I'll play that way, but I prefer to play more chill games than that. That's like, I find that a little bit stressful. Doing the like constant truces, and yeah, because if you do that properly, you can like get hundreds of AE and no coalition will form because it's just truce. But it's kind of stressful because if you slip up and like forget to declare a couple wars that you need to, and some truces come up, then pretty soon you can get the whole continent in a coalition, and then those are just a grind. Okay. Yeah, I like slow and steady more, and getting like AE reduction modifiers, and kind of, because I feel like that's the way it was meant to be played, like to some extent, versus the truce juggling, which I mean it's valid for sure, but I just prefer to play a little bit differently. Okay, so those guys are all good. Let's try handing some stuff off to the Livonians. Let's see if they're into this. We could also, should we bail them out? How much debt do they have? Sure. Okay, I want to get rid of some of these cores, because we're at 170% overextension, guys. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that Livonian bailout, because now, oh, Avignon. So I was a little bit concerned about this. These guys, they're not going to rival me, but they are going to rival each other. That's unavoidable. I can't make them like each other. I can get our trust up though. Let's get trust up to 100, and you're already at 100. How about you? You need 70 or 30. And let's increase. Man, is there anything I can do for these guys? That's too bad. That minus 200 revoked overlord thing is unfortunate. Yeah, the kids are fighting. That's right. Let's come down this way. As soon as Theodoro finishes, I'm going to dump a bunch of these provinces off to them. And then these guys, let's see if they'll take a province. Let's see if they'll take... Here we go, guys. You know, I didn't know there was a +10 for a religion match here. Kind of like that. And so we'll do that again. So you can't do this indefinitely because the AI has a overextension limit that they're going to hit, but we can do several. And this will reduce our overextension a bit. Uh-oh. Alliance breaking? Don't be Switzerland. Oh, that's too bad. That is too bad, guys. I messed this up. I really did. Oh well. Well, you know what? It saves us a slot. So if they want to be on their own, more power to them. And if they want to come back, they can do that as well. Yeah, we were allies for a while. It's my fault. Because so they were all in like 50, 60%. But when I let the first two go, I should have thought about Switzerland is going to have lower liberty desire because they're going to be, you know, the only subject. Instead, I was just like click, click, click. But it's fine. I think they might come back as an ally. So it's all good. I play outside of Europe, so if you count the Middle East, all the time. I love playing in the Middle East, especially... It sort of depends what you call Europe, because I like playing in like the Caucasus and Anatolia regions, which the game calls these Europe, but I think most people would not, like in real life. but I like Persia stuff a lot. I play in India sometimes, Japan, Southeast Asia every once in a while. The main areas I don't play is I don't play that much in like West Africa, even East Africa. I don't play that much. I don't play that much in Central Asia. I don't like hordes that much. I avoid Australia and the Pacific Islands like the plague. I think this is the single most boring region in the game. To me, this is worse than the Americas. And the Americas are kind of marginal. I do play like Inca, Aztec, Maya games. I want to try North American tribes since they got missions, because these guys can actually go high American unit type also for missions. So that could be kind of fun. But I say that last time I played in North America as a tribe, I did that achievement for the like quiz or whatever, where you have to like go take France. This was years ago, and it wasn't that exciting. So I don't know, but I should figure out some kind of challenge to do in North America because people have asked about it. All right, let's see if these guys will take another province yet. February 16th. That's fine. We're such a good ally this game, guys. I feel like it makes up for all the games where I'm just like the worst possible ally. All I do is like take. Hey, your armies fight our war, and then it's like, oh, you want us to go fight for you? I'm not doing jack. Like, I'll join it and then sit at home. Like, how many EU4 players have done that? Like, oh yeah, I'll honor the call to arms. Like, I'll be there, buddy. And then you sit at home doing absolutely nothing. I've done that so many times. This is my way of making up for it. Okay, let's see. North American tribe migrate into Siberia, become emperor of China. That's actually an interesting idea. I think you should try that. Let's see. Theodoro's at 70%. And then let's do, I think we might be reaching the point where they don't want more. Yep, here we go. They're overextended. So we're going to have to give them a little while to core these up, and then we'll give them the last 3. And I just need this Theodoro thing to go. He's going to get a bunch of rebels, or I might get a bunch of rebels. I don't think I have played as a Chinese releasable. It could be interesting. Someone gave me a good idea for a China game, or a couple good ideas. I think one of them was to, start as a Dutch minor, form the Netherlands, and then sort of migrate to China and become emperor. I thought that could be kind of fun. And then somebody else had one where you play as Ming, and the goal of the run, so the idea that presented was we can never spawn any rebels, and then neither can our tributary states. And I'm down for the first half of that, trying to prevent all rebel spawns in Ming. I'm not down with trying to prevent the tributaries, because I will not be responsible for AI nonsense. Manchu, they're coming back a little bit. Yeah, I should do something in China. It's been a while since I played over there. Okay, Theodoro is close. There we go. Okay, so let's do it. Theodoro, Catholic, perfect. So they're out, and then I think we just dump. Oh yeah, we were going to do Kiev too, weren't we? Kiev is going to be Orthodox. Yeah. So we'll have to enforce on Kiev. Korea, yeah, Korea can be fun. It's been a long time since I played them, but they were fun. So Kiev's going to be Orthodox. We're going to have to immediately enforce. And so we're down to just 3 subjects, guys. And let's make sure everybody's good. Theocracy, theocracy, theocracy. Okay. Play Ming and try not to get angry at the Yellow River. Oh, impossible. Challenge level impossible. All right, let's start handing stuff off like crazy here. And then we can take a look at their mission tree and see what we need to do for Gothia. And we might even leave our troops over here because he's going to have rebels. And I might help him with that. Because he's going to have no military. I think some... Okay, I can't give him more because he's at 99% overextension. Like, he starts with no mill. I can also give him some manpower. I can make some of these guys marches. Let's do that. Let's bring our guys over. And our missionaries will keep working. Yeah. Prussia's rivaling me, guys. They did not like how we did them dirty. I don't really get how that's a valid rival when we have 1600 dev. And they have 455. That's ambitious. I do like the Theodora map color, I mean. Yeah, it's nice. Oh, really? Is that how you get high American? You have to... How many provinces do you need in Europe? I just noticed for the Italian culture group, Danzig is Danzica. I've never seen that before. I guess I'm not usually taking Danzig as an Italian culture nation. Oh, 5 provinces in Europe. So that messes up your plan a bit, but that's not too difficult otherwise. Client states could be good, but I kind of like using existing map tags more. Best map color. Probably my boys in Trebizond. I'm so biased. I kind of like, they got like that like teal turquoise kind of color that I like. I do like this purple. There's a lot of good colors. Kingdom of God and Jerusalem have a nice color. I actually like Prussia's color too. There's a lot of options there. Croatia. I don't really like Latin Empire's color. I prefer the Knights color. This kind of like bright yellow. It reminds me of Spain. Like, it's just not for me. All right, we're going to get Circassian Separatists. Let's go down here. And let's bring our fleet back. Let's bring our fleet around. No allies Burgundy. That'd be one of those challenges that where it's not super hard, but it could still be fun. Kind of like this one. This challenge, this is not like the hardest challenge I've ever done, because starting as the Papal State, you start as like a decent like regional power sort of. But it could still be fun, or I could figure out some other twist to put on it. Let's do this one. We've dev'd so much admin and not much else. Let's go up to 30 and then improve that. You tried playing as Iceland, lost the first war a couple times. So it took me a couple tries on that, Kaiser. You have to balance. So I think the number I liked was like 9K guys, because if you do too many guys, they'll never try to land, and all you'll be able to get is your independence. You won't get enough war score to get any land out of it, and you do want land. So, but if you build too many guys, they'll never land. You won't get that. Now, on the other hand, if you don't build enough guys, they'll just land and wreck you. So the sweet spot I found, I think it was around 9 to 10K, and then I would bait down the army morale slider a little bit. And as soon as I saw like ships with guys off the coast, army morale sliders going back up to 100. And even with that, it took me a couple tries, because you need to beat them on land, I think at least like twice to be able to take land. And then as far as the land, you have a couple options, because if you want to go into like Britain, you can take these islands down here, like Faroe Islands and then Shetland. That lets you make claims on Scotland. And that's one way in. Or you can do what I did and go into the HRE if you want to do kind of like a funky Iceland HRE game. Somebody else had another question. What was my hardest challenge? That Karabakh one was a pain because the Ottomans just were out for my blood. And I knew they would be, but they were more relentless than I thought, because I would beat them, and as soon as the truce was up, they're back. Beat them again. As soon as the truce is up, they're back. Like, they decked on me, I think 4 times, pretty much back to back. And then after that point, they finally stopped, and then it was like me decking on them. That one was pretty hard. And the funny part was the initial part, the QQ war was super easy, because QQ just they imploded to rebels like shockingly easily. So I got my independence, no problem. But then once you have your independence, it's like the challenge is still ahead of you. So that one was tricky. That Kizilbash thing was kind of tricky, just because I really had to like mess with estates, like the Kizilbash estate. And then also that decision that just gives you like Kizilbash Cav, just to try to like get enough units out. And then when I unlock cannons, that got easier. So I don't know, off the top of my head, at least the stuff I've done on stream, I've done some challenges like before YouTube, or I mean on YouTube. Pre-YouTube, I did some challenges and stuff too. Armenia's fun. I do like Armenia. And you don't have to do it the super hard way. You don't have to do Karabakh. You can like, I think you can release them out of like QQ or AQ and probably have an easier game than doing it the Karabakh way. Or even Culture Shift. If you do like AQ Culture Shift, yeah, there's probably easier ways to do that. And if you want to challenge, Karabakh is a good start. My favorite NA tribe, I don't even know if I have one. I don't play enough in NA tribes to even really have one. It does. I'm with you. I wouldn't do that, but I understand not everybody wants a really hard start that you might have to retry a bunch of times. Okay, missionaries are going. These guys are going to core. Are they? They're not going to be done yet. No, they're still working. Let's make these guys marches. Let's do a Theodoro. Yeah, they don't have that much dev. Let's make them a march. Kiev can be a march. And let's give everybody officers and manpower. Because we don't really need it. You'll just choose the one with the coolest name then. You could try getting a Chivo. There's some achievements for North American tribes, if you care about that. Let's look at subject revolts here. That's my favorite part of the game, is getting the tough starts off the ground. We're still getting California separatists. Is this over in like Bermuda? It is. Should I let them have it? Like, what do we need Bermuda for anymore? I need a... Well, I guess if we were ever going to help... Guys, Aztec is winning. The dream. The Mexican dream here. They're winning. Without our help. So the only reason to keep Bermuda is if we were going to like go fight in the New World again, and I don't know if we're going to. So what are the votes on returning Bermuda to California? What do you guys think about that? Because I'm down, although we have actually lost a lot of prestige. We could also wait and do it once we get some prestige back. You guys think I should keep it? We did court already. Okay, we got one vote for California. It doesn't hurt. That's true. I mean, that's like our vacation retreat from the insanity that is Europe this game. All right, we're getting conversions. We also can start thinking about our next war. So we could do something like quick and easy over here, like Transylvania. And maybe we do that. What happens if you colonize as the Pope in an area claimed by another country? You know, I have never tried that. That is a good question. You're talking about the treaty of like Tordesillas or whatever, where they get a colonial region. Like, would we get the penalty? I think we actually might. I don't know that for a fact. My guess is that we would. I don't think we're special in that way, but somebody should test that because it's a very good question. Let's look at our truce map. That can't be. Oh, okay, so this just means we have a CB. Feeling, I think Switzerland is gonna like lose to somebody here. Well, maybe not. We got 72k. They're guaranteeing the independence of Geneva, which is too bad because we need to take Geneva. We might have to end up fighting these guys. That's unfortunate. Let's just knock out Transylvania. We're over here. It's easy. And we could just... Does Nitro want that land? No, they don't care. Yeah, I never colonized as the Pope either, so... Out of curiosity, I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious too now. My guess is you're going to get the penalty. Well, I don't know. I think you'll get the penalty. Isn't there a settler penalty? But then normally the penalty is with the Pope, so you wouldn't get that. But don't you get a settler rate penalty also? Something like that? I don't know. Let's deck on Transylvania. Everybody's in. Okay, we don't have mill access yet. Pope versus Dracula. Yeah, well, Dracula is not looking too strong here with 2 provinces. This is so overkill. Do we call Riga? We might as well. Like, why not? We got 100 trust, 100 favors. And we got mill access now. Or we're at war with Poland, so... Okay. Let's see. Well, we don't really get papal influence the same way as other nations do. So yeah, I think you'd only get the settler penalty. Do you get a penalty with the nation? Like say it's Spain's region. Do you get a penalty with Spain as well for violating it? I don't colonize, so I'm not sure. All right, there's the Spanish truce. You do get a penalty with the nation that claimed the region? Okay. So you'd get that. So you'd get that penalty and the settler rate, but obviously you couldn't get anything with the Pope. Okay, we should decide here if we want to just do anything with Poland. We could white peace them for a short truce, or we could give their land to our guys. Let's see how much that would be. This would be Hungary. That would be 23 AE. I think I'm fine with that. We'll give it to our guys. I think that's the correct split. Yeah, it is. Okay, so... Okay, there's Poland out. So we now have all these guys, either allied or subject, in the east. And all that's left is Styria. And for Russian separatists, we can go help with that. Actually, no, I should let AIs deal with that. I don't want to get my guys split up. AI can get that. They do feel a little bit like any other nation. We really have not been like playing much of this. And I think partly, I mean, we've completed a lot of it, but you know, we could do this in the schism thing, guys. Let's do that. So we need to do Catholic volunteers. We need 100% of force limit. What is that? It's like 41 guys. Let's just hire... Is there a cheap merc company that'd get us there? They're not that cheap. Let's see what that mission does again. This one we'd complete. Navy tradition. This one gives our allies just mercenary modifiers. No, if we let them go, they should stay Theocracy unless they have some sort of special decision or nation formation event. And most of them don't. So this one would give Orthodox countries... I feel like that's a cool event. I kind of want to do it. So we just need... We could do like 2 merc stacks. Or, you know, we could probably expand our... Let's expand our army a little bit. Let's do that. Let's bring our guys back. Yeah, AI typically keeps their government type. Unless they have something funky. Okay, Prussian separatists. Our guys, there we go. They're finally helping. All right, let's check combat wit. Still 36. Let's go up to like 20 and 20 on these. Oops. I think is it this one? Yeah, it is. Okay. 20 and 20 on these, and then let's just get like a handful of cannons for these guys, and then one of these merc stacks should do it. Let's do the free company, and I'm probably gonna fire them. That's close. We need a little bit more. There we go. That should do it. Might as well drill while this is going down. Even though it doesn't matter that much. At this stage in the game, unless you have a lot of cav bonuses, I think just a mix of infantry and cannons is better. I'm not like an expert on like the combat micro stuff, so there's probably different opinions on that. Okay, Catholic volunteers. Guys, the Holy League was like 150 years ago. Okay, well, have fun with those bonuses, guys. Okay, here we go. In the schism. I don't think I've ever ended the schism as the Pope before. I've always done it as like Byzantium. So this is kind of weird. I wonder if anybody's going to flip. Like who's left who's Orthodox? Is there any Orthodox countries left? I mean, we get a permanent buff, and I'm not going to complain about that. But, like, isn't Orthodox dead? You can heal the schism as the Teutons? I didn't know that. Maybe I did, because I did the Teutons into Mongol, so maybe I did it and I just forgot. I don't think there was any Orthodox nations left. We'll do it anyways. At the very least, the religion in Moscow will change. Here you go, guys. Let's watch it. As advertised. This one, 11 missions. So this gives Jerusalem a defensiveness buff. Okay, we get a little trade bonus. Okay, that's fine. And then we're not doing missions to China or Japan. That's not happening. This one should happen eventually. Every country with a Germanic primary culture is Catholic. That should happen. And that'll actually be almost all of the tree except for the China and Japan stuff, which I don't think that's happening. Okay, and let's fire Free Company. You'll go to Mexico, but not Asia. Yeah, I don't know. Let's check on Aztecs. I'm like strangely invested in these guys. Okay, they're still winning. Okay, good for you. They did bring an ally in, but their ally only has 4K guys and is messing up their occupations, so that was probably a mistake. Okay, let's make peace with Transylvania. You know, with Switzerland going rogue here, does that change our plans for southern Germany? Like, do we do an Austria thing? Do we bring them back? Or no, somebody wanted like Swabia. Is that still in the cards? Problem with Swabia is I would have to fight my guys here, which I'm not thrilled about. I think that's true, FM. I think so. I think you can stall Age of Discovery by doing that if you want to. We could release Austria. They've got a bunch of cores, but it's not really like the coolest thing. I thought we culture converted this. Maybe I just thought about doing it. I'm gonna do it now. Yeah, we'd have to get one from Switzerland. We could do the Bavaria thing. We talked about Bavaria. But again, we don't have a border there, which is a little unfortunate. And that is like, well, it's a mix of Catholic and Protestant. I'm not sure how they'd come out. I mean, South Germany is a pretty decent sized region, although they wouldn't be getting all of it because this part is gone. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you? I guess the votes would be because we can't. Switzerland's not even going to take provinces from us, probably from even free, and we couldn't like core them anyways. So the options would be probably like Bavaria, Austria, or maybe some like funky tag in here. I think Bavaria is kind of what I'm feeling. But to get to them, we need to... These things have like... That one has 40 dev. Guys, this mountain province... Oberkarnten, however you say that, 40 dev. It's kind of wild. Ramparts, level 8 fort, brutal. Styria is a Catholic monarchy, unfortunately. We could just white piece them. Yeah, let's... Once we take this fort... Disease outbreak. I'd rather white piece these guys and give us a shorter truce. Because this is going to be a... Oh, here we go. Oh, Aztec only got 2 provinces out of this? That's kind of lame. I could release Austria. I mean, I have an Austrian core up here. But Bavaria is cooler. I mean, every game has Austria. Not every game has Bavaria. We'll just take the corruption there, I guess. Aztecs were fighting against their neighbors. I'll show you. We'll take those. Well, I don't have a way of getting up there. I guess we'll take the stab. We can do cheap stab here. Semi-cheap. Yeah, some minor native tag. It was these guys, this light blue. They ended up giving half the land to their ally here, and then they forced these guys out. Although, look, they're forcing guys out as Catholic theocracies. Like this Huastec is a Catholic theocracy, guys. So they're doing our work over there. They're borderline to fight Portuguese Mexico. Next time we go after Portugal, we can probably give them some provinces. That's the funny thing with these games. You can kind of get a chain reaction where like our Catholic theocracies force out other Catholic theocracies. Or at least theocracies. You don't always know what religion they're going to get, but... yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. Calling them is pretty risky. Yeah, true. It is. That might be the case. We might just give them some freebies. They may not even join. Let's see if they join. Yeah, they join. It is risky though, because like how many other colonies are there in the Americas? We'll just take the prestige hit. So Brazil has 55k. Louisiana, yeah, I don't think I'd call them. I don't need them just getting wrecked. And I don't want to fight in the New World. I wouldn't call them. Okay, I just need this siege to finish so I can white piece these guys. It's taking forever. And we should probably think about our next target. There we go. Finally got it. Okay, white piece Styria. I probably could have forced... Now, you know what? I'm fine with all those enemies. And now we can wrap this up with both of these. Going to Hungary. That's their region, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's all their region. Yeah, Spain and Portugal did fight quite a bit this game. Okay, a couple more provinces over there. So let's take a look at our map mode here. So we have truces in the east. So we need to head west. We could do any of the... I hesitate to say majors because look at this Spain. I would say it's not a major unless you look at the great powers and somehow they're still number 2 guys. And let's check the colony loyalty. We keep checking this because it's like a meme. 16, 17, 10, 13, 35, 20. Like, I could beat these guys out of Iberia and like they'll still be loyal to, you know, the Spanish throne in what's the name of these islands? The Spanish like throne could be moved here off the African coast and the colonies would still be fully on board with that. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. Kong, pretty decent game here. Not too bad. Yeah, it probably would be. This would be, I guess, the new Spanish Heartland, but still, it's wild. Let's test it out. Well, actually, we could do France. France is probably the bigger target, and certainly more of a challenge at 342k. Let's see if these guys will take any more provinces. Come on, how long does it take to core, guys? Apparently a while. He's almost done up here. And can I sell any more to these guys? I feel like you should get favors for like selling provinces for free. Maybe that's too exploitable. Let's prep on the French border, I guess. Let's get mill access. Good night, Infernal. Here we go. They should have decent admin tech because when you release, don't they get admin tech based off what we have? 24, 23. We have... Yeah, they have the same admin tech we do. Let's go prep. And make sure they will join. Yes, they will. Okay. they would probably move to the Canaries down here. Yep. Does the game technically consider these? See, this doesn't make sense to me, guys. So, region, Maghreb, subcontinent, Northern Africa, continent, Europe. Like, something doesn't add up, guys. That's EU4 logic at its finest. I'm not concerned about the Atlantic Islands, if we get those or not. Either way. I would love to get these provinces off our hands before the next big war. I don't know if that's happening. Russia's back with Riga. Let's try giving another province to the Livonians. Where's Econ? Let's do Danzica. I'm never going to be used to that. Good morning, Leah. We're actually at peace. We had like 3 simultaneous wars, and then we had a short Transylvania war, and we're about to go back into France. But it's going pretty well. Okay, so that's it for our northern stuff. Now we just need this guy to finish coring. And we could give him... I think... This is going to be the first one to core, but it's only 4 dev. I guess we don't have rebels down here, and it's only 15% overextension. You think exiling the French is enough of a punishment? You know, it might be. If you're French, does it get much worse than this? You lost Paris and all of, you know, the homeland, and now you're in you're in the British Isles. Let's not super stack here. Yeah, exactly. Of all the places, like... Yeah, like, it's not Iberia. I feel like Iberia wouldn't even be as bad. But if you're, like, French, it's about as bad as it gets. Okay, I think we're ready for this. Okay, well, Geneva is good because maybe we'll just give this to Avignon, even though it's... Yeah, and that's let's do that. He's got a few guys on the border, at least. The rest of these guys are weak. I'm not concerned about that. We'll do a Great Holy War, and we'll just call in everybody. Latin Empire is in mega debt, guys. Guys, do we bail them out? Our economy's okay. Do we take out burger loans and bail out the Latin Empire? They are so far in debt, it's crazy. 4K. 4K in debt. I feel like that's like the Christian thing to do here, so for old time's sake, I agree. Riga, it's just distant war. Aragon has a somewhat smaller debt issue. And Aztec, it's just distant war, although even with distant war, they're close. Do we have 100 trust with them? We're close on that as well. Now we do. Okay, let's do epic bailouts here, guys. This is not the ideal way to play this game. I think that's an understatement. Let's bail these guys out first because I can do it with one click. And then, yeah, exactly. Greek debt crisis of the 1707. Here, this is annoying, guys. Shift click. Shift click. All right, let's give him 4K. Nicest Pope ever. Nicest Pope ever to his friends. Not so much to anybody not a Catholic theocracy. Latin Empire, let's check. Their primary is Occitan still. They accept Greek, Syrian, Turkish, Tunisian, Egyptian, which is what you'd expect from the land that they have. I'm surprised they haven't cleaned up the Mamluks, but I guess this is just too much. I mean, this isn't crazy. Oh, thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. So Morocco is pretty weak now, 38K. The Mams at 46. Like, he could take them without us, and we would help. Like, this would bug me. If I was playing Latin Empire, not having this stretch would bother me. But, AIs. All right, let's head into France, guys. Great Holy War. Let's give Latin Empire like a second to pay those, hopefully. And they paid most of them. So that's good enough. You know, if we did prep for war, Aztecs would join, but I don't even think they'd help. They might just get jacked up. French Canada has 60K. Yeah, I don't need them getting messed up. If they connected your theocracies, we control the med. Maybe we just need to do it for them. Because you're right. Like, yeah. But we'll do France for now. Great Holy War. All right, let's do it. Our fleet, let's check our fleet real quick. I should have upgraded these guys first. Do we have... you know what, they're okay. Let's check the French fleet. Okay, they have 57. So they're close, but they probably won't keep them together because it's AI. Slightly less morale. Probably going to come down to engagement width. And they have not taken any kind of naval ideas. Check our admiral. She's not bad. I'm good with that. And let's see if we can jump these guys real quick. Yes, we can. Okay. So I don't even see any other forts in like northern France, which is wild. So I'm going to shift back here because I want to take Geneva. I'm going to give Geneva to Avignon. Okay, we won in the Straits. Perfect. Oh, we might have to barrage this Alpine Fort. Unconquerable City. Love that mission, guys. Love it. And let's get a spy network going here, too. You should not be able to see everything other nations do as easily. Yeah, you're talking about like checking ledgers and seeing exactly what kind of troops they have. Yeah, you're probably right about that. It doesn't feel like that realistic to know, like, you know, down to the man what somebody else has. Guys, look at our ally swarm is coming in here. Look at all this. We're not even gonna have to do anything. It's like when you revoke. This is crazy. It's too bad we messed up the Switzerland thing. That did not have to go that way. Yeah, I think if it was fuzzier, you know, in like Hearts of Iron, depending on like Aztecs going after somebody, I think. Ooh, they're doing it, guys. The Aztec Portuguese nationalist war. So they've got more guys. The only thing that could mess them up here is like if Poland enforces a white peace. I think they can win that otherwise. I hope they do. Ooh. Ooh. Guys. People were asking for this. Gurkhani. Oh no, it's Delhi. It's not the tag Delhi. Oh, okay. I got baited. So I was thinking they were going for the province of Delhi and they could go Mughals. This is not that. It's just the tag Delhi and yeah, I got baited. Although guys, Gujarat has 300k. Gurkhani's up to 426. That's a lot of guys. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, like Hearts of Iron and Stellaris, they have an approximate thing where it's like they have a range and you can kind of get an idea, but it's not, because this is so granular where it's like, hey, I wonder, you know, what is French discipline right now? Oh, you know, they're at 121. Well, we have 118 and all this stuff. It's so exact. It feels a little bit too exact, I guess. Yeah, Gurkhani, they've been baiting us. They have. I agree. Okay, let's give Geneva here. I think they'll take that. Yes, they will. We might need a couple more month ticks. That's fine. I think Theodoro's getting... Oh, yeah, they're getting rebels. Now, with all of us in this war, I'm hoping some of our allies will send some guys back to deal with this. If they don't, we can help them out. We could also check their missions real quick, because we talked about that. Okay, so they've done a few of these. That's not happening. Oh, they can't even pick this branching thing because there's no Russian tag for them to choose here. That's fine. Okay, they need a level 1 trader. I can't get that for them. I could upgrade their center of trade, but we have to be at peace. Yeah, okay. Okay, call the shot. And so I messed up Switzerland. What happened was we had this block of 3 subjects all were at like 55 to 60% liberty desire. And I was like, you know what? They're big enough. I'll let them go. And I did like Aragon first and then Avignon second. And then I just went and did Switzerland third. Well, what happened was by releasing these first 2, Switzerland went down to like, I don't know, 30%, 25%. I didn't check it. I just clicked it. So then I got the minus 200. You released us while loyal penalty, and that kicked them over. And now I think they sort of want our lands. I'm still hoping I can bring them back, but look at that. Our overlord abandoned us minus 176. And it was my fault. I could have just kept him as a vassal for longer, but I was playing too fast. Oh well, it's not a huge deal. We could get the next Miltech here. Yeah, let's do that. And we could do Diplotech also. Yeah, we outnumber him like 2 to 1. And that's assuming his army's even up here. Oh, guys, this is really going to be a thing. Latin Empire thinks they want this land because they have French primary culture. Check this out. That's so ridiculous. It's fine. We'll just give other stuff away. I don't know why the game punishes you for making yourself weaker. Yeah, I don't know either. All right, can we get up here? Yeah, I know this happened previously. I don't think about that because I'm like, oh, Latin Empire, yeah, they'll help. And then it's like, actually, they'll have that land marked yellow. It's fine. We've got like 90% of this, either us or Avignon, and it's all good. We couldn't take all this in one war anyways. It'd be funny if France's capital became London. You know, we're probably going to find out. That would be the ultimate disrespect. I feel like with this game, I've managed to anger both my French and English viewer base. You know, because the English, this is unacceptable. But then if you're French, this is also unacceptable. Like, everybody's mad. Let's see how much we could take here. We take Paris. Best part of this is right here, guys. 0 AE. And let's do some of this stuff over here in the east. Oh, you're French and you love it? Okay, well, I'm glad. I'm mostly joking. Okay, so these guys are more concerned about AE than mine's was. Because see, I give them like one more and then... Oh, it's overextension. So I guess these are just too high dev. How much is Paris? 46 dev. Okay. At least the Americans are happy. So that's all they want. We never really decided what are we doing in like the Low Countries. Let's look at our options here. So we could do like Friesland. There aren't that many other Low Country cores. And Friesland, that's an existing tag, isn't it? Aren't they in the New World or something crazy? Friesland is in South, like... Actually, they've got... Guys, what is this? They beat Congo in a war. Friesland is taking over Congo. What is this, guys? Well, we're not using them. Whatever that is. Yeah, they're not playing. It's kind of funny. So I don't know. What, you guys have any ideas for the local? Oh, you know, I could do like a client state. What do you guys, can you do a theocracy client state? I don't think we ever answered that. We can look into it, I guess. Because if we just give it to mines, that is like so much for them. Should we give it to these guys? This is a Catholic theocracy. Maybe we do that, guys. And I always mispronounce this. I know I used to say like Liège. It's not that. It's something else. So we could give it to them, and then my only concern is if we give them too much, though, are they going to form the Netherlands and get like Dutch Republic government type? So I can choose theocracy for the government of a client state. Oh, so they're... Let's check those culture groups, because maybe, are they not eligible? Oh, you're right. That's French culture. They won't have the decision. Yeah, okay, okay. You're right. That's in the French culture group. I don't think they'll get the decision. So I think that's the way to go, guys. I'll ally these guys. I could even vassalize them. Let's improve. Let's improve with them. It's sort of an open question if I'm better off with them as a subject versus if they're just an ally, then they eat the AE and not me. And there's going to be a lot of AE here because, like, Low Countries dev, look at this. Holland, 45, 30, 29, 34, 41, 41, 39. Maybe I just keep them as an ally. Well, so I guess that's another issue, though. If we do this in peacetime, I don't know if I can sell him these because he probably hasn't accepted. He take this one. Would he take Flemish culture? Isn't Flemish Dutch? So I don't know if he'd take Flemish culture with all he... Oh, he does accept Flemish. Okay. Okay, we might be good. Yeah, we may not even care about AE at this point. You might be right. He's semi-interested in the Low Countries. Yeah, AE did not stop mines at all. Yeah, they desire some of it. So I think we can. The fact that he has Flemish as an accepted culture makes me think we can sell him Flemish, and then beyond that, we can call them in a war and hand it to them. They have different rules if they're in a war versus selling provinces, which doesn't make a ton of sense, but it's like, it's the way it is. So like, he can mark stuff like up here. He says he wants these provinces, but this, he would not buy this from us even for 0 gold because it's Dutch and it's not accepted. And it's not in his group. Does that make sense? Even though he desires it. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But we're getting sidetracked. I think we have a plan here. I think I like that. And let's get our fleet up here. No, you'd be surprised. They actually deny free land all the time if it's not in their culture group, which it doesn't make a ton of sense. But I've tested that because I do these like whacked out runs. You'd be surprised how often they decline. Selling land is weird. The rules are different than in a war. In a war, they don't really care about culture. In a war, all they care about is this, the red and yellow. But then when it comes to like peacetime selling, they care about culture and what's accepted and what's not. It's weird. I don't totally get why they do it that way. They think it's a scam. The deal's too good to be true. Why would we just be getting free provinces? We could help here, I guess. I mean, there are strings attached. We're going to call them to, you know, unlimited wars for the rest of the game. Guys, this pop-up, this looks like the Brandenburg flag, doesn't it? When I first saw that come up, I thought Brandenburg, but it's Tyrol. It could be, yeah, to prevent exploits like selling them a bunch of like crap land or something, and like that they can't keep or spawn rebels. There's probably some kind of exploit you could do with that. This land, we're gonna do anything with that. I don't care. Unless I'm playing them, Brandenburg always gets destroyed. Brandenburg is one of those nations that it's kind of like Sweden, where in player hands, they have massive potential, and then in AI hands, they squander it. And I actually think Brandenburg's even worse. AI Brandenburg gets squashed so often. It's bad. A lot, and sometimes they'll stick around, but they stick around with like 4 provinces. And so, you know, at this stage in the game, they have 20,000 guys, and they're basically irrelevant. Who would I pick to form Prussia? That's actually a pretty good one. Good question. I'm trying to think. I haven't done a Prussia game in so long. The last Prussia game I did was Brandenburg start. But as far as which one is better, which one do I prefer, I don't know. The only time I've seen AI Brandenburg form Prussia is with the player like helping them out massively, which doesn't really count. And yeah, I'm with you. I've seen AI Sweden do Scandinavia and actually do some things on its own without player bailouts. So I agree with you. The illegal choice, Danzig. Okay, so how far do we want to push this? Because I don't think I want to land in the British Isles. Okay, we're at 71. We could take this chunk and then I think I'm good with this because I'm not ready to give Liège anything. If I wasn't doing this, I could probably just take provinces here and then sell them, but I don't have enough like war score, I think, to get there. Well, maybe I do. But maybe I should do this. That's not crazy. It's only 23 AE. That's all Low Countries, and let's check culture. They're good with Flemish, so I think they take all of that. You guys think I should land? Take London or something? I think you're right, CPHP. I think you're right about that. I think I do want to take this stuff and sell it. It's 23 AE. We're not that far off. Like, if these guys take this fort, these guys are taking... Why is this fort taking so long? Do they not have cannons here? Maybe, here, let's help these guys. Maybe that's the way to go, is to help our allies. France must be losing a lot of money. Thanks to the extremely granular data in this game, we can find out. So their income is 276. They have 283 in the bank, and you can even check loans, although the way to do that is clunky. There might be a better way, but this is how I check it, is in the score comparison, each loan is minus 0.02, so they only have 2 loans. They're honestly not doing that bad economically. Militarily, they've put up no resistance on the continent, basically. But they're still making tons of money just from England here. I mean, even with all this stuff, they probably still have, what is that? 60% of the English Channel trade node, which is super rich. Okay, there's another one. I mean, we do have a spy network, but it's only 13. So, yeah. All right, is there anything else? Is that all the Flemish? These are Dutch. These are Flemish, but this would be a separate war. They're becoming British. I kind of want to see where the capital goes, guys. If it goes to London, I don't even know. Okay, I think we take this peace deal. Avignon won't take anything else because of overextension. And I think this is all we can give to Liège. Because it's the... maybe we could give them this one. Is that Low Countries? No, that's French region. We're going to give that to Avignon. Okay. I think I like this deal. We'll do that. Glorious victory. Second Papal Great Holy War against France. Okay, so the new French capital is here. Picardy. I'm probably mispronouncing that. On the English Channel coast. And let's give some stuff. Let's ally this guy. Oh, guys, this is the ultimate disrespect. Look at the... Instead of London... Guys. Look at that title. They've renamed it to just... What is that? French domain? Is that translation just French domain? Is that... It's so disrespectful. Like... Oh. Rough. Okay. Is part of the mission tree? Is it? Okay, I don't know. I don't play them that much. Okay, I want to maneuver these guys out this way, I think. Where are all our other guys? Down here. Okay. I didn't know it got named that way. I thought it was just going to be like this, like London in French. But calling it French domain, it's like a next level of disrespect. All right, let's get another general here. Okay, actually, it's Aragon is calling us against Morocco. Interesting. What do... I guess they want to move into... Guys, why does England have this province? What is this? They're just all over the place. So I guess Aragon just wants this single province? Huh, whatever. I don't think they really need our help. Okay, the MAMs are in this too. Yeah, did Portugal sell that? How else would they get this? It's for their comeback. Yeah, it's a staging spot for their triumphant return to the British Isles. Oh, this game is so weird, guys. I don't know what's up with this. Okay, and let's try selling some stuff here and make sure our theories were correct. August 8th. We are at war. I can't sell it. Shoot. So much for that. And I can't grant provinces over here either. Well, if we're going to be at war anyways, we might as well Oh, and I forgot to do the Geneva thing. Oh, that's bad. Oh well. We'll get it next time. They're still allied. That's fine. Okay. Let's look at truces. Should we hit Spain? They're allied to Kong still. I don't really want to go down there. We could wait them out. We're at war with the Mams. You know, we could go and get this land and just give it to the Latin Empire. We could do Portugal. How's that Aztec war going? They're winning. So that's good. It is getting kind of late. Yeah, do I want to kick off like a mega war at 11:20 p.m.? Yeah, that's another good question. Probably not. But does it count if we just like help out? Even this war is going to take a while because of like I guess you don't have to deal with this mountain fort. What level are these? Level 6, level 8. Look at this like fort in the middle of the Sahara, guys. It's only level 2, but 25 dev. Is that the Mazab special? Mazab itself has 6. Did they like move? Why does this have 25 dev? That does not make sense to me. Latin Empire's up to 170k troops. That's pretty good. Almost as many as we have. Yeah, summoning cities in the Sahara. That, like, feudal theocracy cheese, I would consider doing, like, a playthrough around it, but on its own, it's not enough. But maybe stacked with something else. Like, watch me, like, get 100 dev in the Sahara, but that's, like, too clickbaity. I'd have to do it with something, like, with more substance than that. Yeah, tall Mazab challenge. Yeah, there might be a way to spin it. I did a body caliphate years and years ago. That was the way I did it. I did Mazab into Andalusia and then expanded east, and it took like the whole game. And by the end, it was like a grind, and I barely did it. I think I had like 10 years left. Yep, Chinano, that's what I did. Mazab into, I did Andalusia as the second step. Because Andalusia, like, you get tons of claims, like, in the east with the mission tree. Wide Netherlands, no colonies, stack tax modifier. I actually, when I play the Netherlands, I do no colonies anyways, just because that's my style. I'm not a colonies guy. Yeah, that was the biggest challenge, was at the end. It's such a grind. Once you hit, like, it's not a challenge. Once you beat the Ottomans a couple times, so you have all of Iberia, you have North Africa, you pick up Egypt. At that point, like, no one's stopping you. The Ottomans aren't stopping you. And then it's just a matter of, like, you have to go so far, because you've got to go down into West Africa to get Sunni stuff. You've got to go down into East Africa. You're kind of hoping for a good Russia game, because Russia will convert this stuff. So, and I think they did. This was like years ago, but I'm pretty sure they helped me out here. So then I just had to snake through India and get this stuff. And it ends up being a grind at the end, finishing off achievements like that. Yeah, I might call it here, guys. I want to play more, but I have to work in the morning, so I really shouldn't stay up super late. But I'll probably stream again tomorrow night if people wanna see the next war. I'm thinking Spain. If you wanted to, do you think you could beat Gurkhani? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an AI, so they've got the AI debuffs. 450, so I would boost our forces a little bit more. 186, we probably could beat them, but I would do another stack or two. And the key thing is, you just got to keep your guys together, because he won't. The AI never does. So what I would do if I had to beat them is their capital, I think, is here in Herat, level 3. I would just go straight for Herat. It also depends what your CB is. I would do this one. Actually, no, I'd probably do Imperialism. If it was like a 1v1, I like this one more. Like if I'm doing no allies runs, I really like Show Superiority because we can win most of the battles. The problem with this CB and you call allies is your allies just get mulched and lose you ticking war score. So if it was me, this is how I do it. Imperialism to take their capital, train another stack or two, and then set up here in Eastern Anatolia, capture forts east towards Herat, and he probably wouldn't even come and fight us, or if he did, it would be piecemeal, because that's how the AI rolls. If it was a player, on the other hand, and he kept 450 altogether, that's a different story. A player Gurkhani would almost certainly beat us. We would have to prep for that totally differently. We'd have to go into debt, like go over force limit. So, but yeah, against an AI, like even down, like on paper, this looks bad, 186 to 450. It wouldn't even be like that hard. It would just take a while because I'm sure there's a number of forts. Like, look at this, even getting through like the Caucasus, Iraqi region, what is that? To like 7 forts here. Another, like, these are Latin Empire. Then there actually aren't that many in Persia. So it would just be breaking through here and then get to Herat. And then it's a question of how much stuff do you want to take? How long? Would becoming Mughals make them tougher? I'm not sure. I hardly ever have to fight AI Mughals. I don't know, like, the difference in ideas. Now, it would move their capital east, because going Mughals, doesn't that move their capital into, like, Delhi? So just that part of it would be worse, because now you have to go even further. You're going from Central Asia, another more mountain forts to deal with. Yeah, so in that sense, I think it would. But I predict we end this game without fighting Gurkhani. I think he has easier fish to fry. Even if, like, Latin Empire is allied to us and Lithuania, even if Lithuania dishonors, between us and the Latin Empire, we have like 360. And so he technically has more than that, but the AI also looks at quality. And I think we have better quality, and he can get easier land up here. He can go after Chagatai, who has 4K, or Bashkiria, who has he's allied to some of these guys, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he's going into Delhi, and they have 285. Yeah, that's true. Gujarat's not a joke. I could eat my words. We could be fighting Gurkhani in another episode. That's possible. It'd be kind of funny. Gurkhani does have land in Europe. Yep, the game considers this stuff up here Europe. But anyways, I think I'll call it here. I'll think about what we want to do next episode. Probably Spain, maybe Portugal. then probably back to Germany. But all right, good stream, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and have a good day.